we've been talking about ancestors on this show, and I wanted to jump back into that a little bit because I didn't have enough time last episode. First and foremost, it's time for us to activate phase 2 of reconnecting with our ancestors, Black people. And phase 2 is called Tell on Them. Yeah, tell on them. Tell your ancestors on everybody. Tell them how they're treating us down here. Tell your ancestors how they're doing us down here. Let them know. Go cry to them. Tell them what's going on. Tell them how they're treated. Tell them that they won't give us our reparations. Tell them that they're abusing us and they're violating us. Tell them that they're shitting on our rights. Tell them. Tell the ancestors. Tell on everybody. Okay? Spare nobody. Tell them what the administration is doing. Tell them what they're doing. Tell them what they're doing all over this planet. Tell on everybody. See, the thing about the ancestors is they work for us. That's what it means to be on the ancestral plane. Not every ancestor does, but the ancestors that do take on that work, that is their job. That's what they do, right? And they're always down for a little side quest, because what else is there to do? You're an ancestor. What else you gonna do but just be chilling, right? They're always down for a little side quest. So tell them. Tell them. Tell them how we're being treated. Tell them what's going on here so that they can work for us behind the scenes. Tell on everybody. Tell on everybody and let them know so that they can do work. We know, of course, they can see what's going on, but we also have to tell them what's going on. We have to give them that energy. Like I was mentioning before, giving our focus to our ancestors, giving energy to them so they can use that energy, that fuel to actually work for us behind the scenes. And one way that we can do that is by telling on the people who are oppressing us, who are disenfranchising us and marginalizing us. Tell on them. Someone in my comments even said, ask your ancestors to help with getting reparations, not just in the physical plane, but also on the ancestral plane for them to get their reparations as well. Ask them for that. There was a few people actually, when I was talking about the ancestors, they asked about like ancestor altars and how to create an ancestor altar. I don't know what to do. I've been thinking about it. So I wanted to just hit that and address that real quick. First and foremost, everybody is different. There is no one right way to do anything at all. You're always going to want to do the things that work the best for you. Okay? There is no one way to do anything. So get that out, like let that go, right? Let the idea of doing it the right way or the wrong way, let it go. Let's start there, okay? So first and foremost, when it comes to ancestor altars, I want you to understand that a physical altar is just a physical manifestation of an intention. It's just a physical manifestation of a mindset, right? You're putting a physical manifestation, but you can be your own altar. Your mind can be your ancestor altar. Your heart can be your ancestor altar. The purpose is to hold them in your mind, to hold them in your heart. If you're a thinker, hold them in your mind. If you're a feeler, hold them in your heart. You hold a place for them. You acknowledge their presence and you hold a place for them in your heart. You hold a place for them in your mind. You think of them. That is energy. That is energy exchange. Whatever you focus on is where energy goes, right? And I know, I'm getting a little hippy dippy, but I'm going to try to bring it down to earth for y'all, all right? Think about how many times you've been sitting there and you feel something, right? You feel someone looking at you. And then you turn to look and what happens? Either someone is staring at you. And if they're German, they'll keep staring at you because apparently Germans be staring at people. It's a thing. Look up the German stare. But most people, what do? They do that little flinch and they look away like, oh, she caught me staring at her. This happens to us all the time. This is an undeniable phenomenon, right? Where you can feel somebody staring at you. The reason why you can feel them staring at you is because of energy flow. Where you put your attention, energy flows. Because we can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I can't see how the lights work, but when I flip that switch, they come on, right? So in the same way that just paying attention to something, you're directing energy, enough energy to that person that they're gonna look at you. No words have been said. You could be across the way, not even near them. That is how energy works, focus and attention. So where you put your focus, you are fueling energy. That is why, our government and the media wants you to put your focus and attention towards them, because they want you to fuel their endeavors. But the goal here is for us to take that energy and focus it on people who or places and people, ourselves included, who will actually help us. So first, I want you to understand that an ancestor altar does not have to be a physical thing. You yourself can be the altar. Your mind can be the altar. Your heart can be the altar. If me saying that to you resonates with you, that's probably the way you should go. Okay? Another way to do this without a physical altar is just talking to them. Same thing. It's a similar vein as holding it in your mind. Okay? Being aware and conscious of them. That's another way to do this, all right? Now, if you actually want to create a physical altar, again, there's no right way to do it. I'm just gonna give you a few tips. You can pick and choose what you want. Always do what resonates with you. Don't just do something because it seems like that's what people say to do. Do what resonates with you. So the simplest ancestor altar, you're gonna wanna put a little bit of water on there, all right? Get some water. You can do, I do on my ancestor altar, I do a little shot glass. And I just fill up that shot glass with water, I put it there. If you have a little cute bowl, whatever, it's whatever you feel. Put some water on your ancestor altar. Put pictures, that's another option for you. I don't have pictures on my ancestor altar just because I haven't gotten around to it yet, because, I'm a procrastinator. But print up pictures of your ancestors, of your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and not just your ancestors, direct ancestors, but also people like Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Nat Turner. You can put folks like that onto your ancestor altar as well, and you can feed them as well. You can direct your energy to them as well and ask them for help and bring the spirit, the energy of what they represented into your life as well. So you're gonna wanna get some pictures, put pictures up. Then you're gonna wanna feed your ancestors. You do that with literal food. Remember, this is symbolic, right? This is all symbology, right? This is a symbol for you actually energizing, feeding your ancestors energetically. You do that with the representation of food. If you wanna put a whole plate out, some people put whole plates out. Me, I just like to put fruit out because it's easy to deal with and I don't, have to deal with all that. Some people, they put out full-on plates. Whatever you feel called to do that, okay? And then some people also will put out things that their ancestors liked. So if your ancestor liked a particular type of drink, you can put it there. If they smoked, you can put some cigarettes, some tobacco for a pipe. You can put a little pipe down. You can even put things from them. Like if you have jewelry from some of these people, you can do whatever you want. The key is to remember that you're the boss. You make the rules, and it's what you believe and what you think and what you're manifesting this. So you're in charge. You make the rules. But these are guidelines, loose guidelines to help you if you're thinking of creating an ancestor altar and you're trying to think of somewhere to start. These are loose guidelines to help you. You can go even deeper with it. I would encourage doing some research on it. If you can speak to somebody who's, I'm not initiated. I'm not, this is things that I've collected on my travels, okay? Because folks, now is the time, Black people especially, but also, I'm also talking to my indigenous fam. I'm even talking to some white people too, because some of y'all gotta go back, skip over them colonizer ancestors. You gotta go back to the ancestors, the indigenous ancestors of Europe who were colonized by them weird ass people who went around and colonized everybody else, okay? It is time to start reestablishing our connection, and you have to feed, again, this energy flow. You got to feed them. in order for them to be able to work on your behalf. And I don't think it's a coincidence that our ancestors have told us, Black people, to stay inside. They told us to stay home, and we all got that memo, right? And I don't think that that is a coinky dink, y'all.